You won't believe the audacity of this woman. She showed up to a stranger's house for dinner and fully planned to stay for 9 nights. Let me tell you this story because it is absolutely wild from start to finish. So our narrator, let's call him the host, gets in touch with his friend Sarah and invites her over for dinner. He's made too much food. Want some company? Classic generous guy move. Sarah mentions she has a friend visiting from out of town and asks if that friend can tag along. The host says sure, the more the merrier. Simple enough, right? About an hour later, Sarah shows up at the door. With her is a woman the host has never met, Ashley, and 2 kids he's also never seen in his life. They've all got bags with them. He figures, okay, they're visiting from out of town, probably didn't have time to drop their stuff off before coming over. Makes sense. A little odd that nobody mentioned the kids were coming, but hey, he rolls with it. Ashley asks if she can stash her bags somewhere out of the way. The host, being a genuinely hospitable person, takes her to one of his guest rooms and tells her she can put her stuff there. No big deal. He heads back to the group. Now here's where you start to get a picture of just how nice this man's setup is. The kids ask if he has video games. And this guy doesn't just have video games, he has a game room. Consoles, PCs, the whole deal. The kids are thrilled. He gets them set up in there, then heads back to the kitchen to finish cooking, while the adults hang out in the living room watching reality TV. Everything is going great. He rings the chow bell, and yes, he literally has a brass bell in his kitchen that he rings to let people know dinner is served, which is honestly the most delightful detail in this entire story, and everyone starts filing into the dining room. His kids, his grandkids, the adults. Everyone except Ashley's 2 kids, who are still in the game room and have apparently decided they'd like their plates brought to them. He goes to get them, they request room service, and he calmly explains that that's not how things work in his house. Everyone eats at the table. No food in the game room. They're not thrilled about it, but they comply. Dinner is served. Burrito tacos, rice and beans, a side salad, a couple of drinks. Good food, good conversation. By all accounts, a lovely evening. Then he gets up to grab dessert. Homemade flan, by the way. This man is an absolute culinary legend. And while he's doing that, Ashley quietly slips away to the guest room where her bags are. Nobody thinks much of it. After dessert, Ashley tells her kids it's time to get changed for bed. Now. Stop right there. Think about that for a second. You're at someone's house for dinner, and you're telling your kids to put their pajamas on. The host clocks it immediately. He asks her, very reasonably, why she doesn't just wait until they get to their hotel to change the kids. And that's when the bomb drops. There is no hotel. Ashley didn't book any accommodations. Not a hotel, not a motel, not an Airbnb, nothing. While the host was showing her bags to the guest room, she took that as an open invitation to move in. She had already set up sleeping bags for her kids in there. She was fully prepared to stay the night. Multiple nights, as it would turn out. And here's the part that absolutely floors me. This wasn't the misunderstanding. It wasn't a last-minute panic because something fell through. Ashley had never planned to book anywhere to stay. Because she knew through Sarah that her friend had a, quote, rich friend with a big house. So she just decided. Without asking Sarah. Without asking the host. Without asking anyone. She decided that this stranger's home was going to be her free vacation rental for the duration of her trip. 9 nights. 9 nights. When the host understandably says no, this woman does not apologize. She does not act embarrassed. She hits him with a guilt trip about not supporting single mothers. Let me say that again. She tries to make the man whose house she just attempted to squat in feel guilty for not letting her squat in his house. He holds his ground. Ashley ends up having to scramble and book a room at the local casino hotel for $300 a night. For 9 nights. That's $2,700 total. And she has the nerve to tell him that he cost a single mother 2 months' worth of rent. No, ma'am. You cost yourself 2 months' worth of rent the moment you decided a dinner invitation from a stranger was the same thing as a 9-night all-inclusive stay. The host wraps up his post with a question that I think we're all asking right now. How entitled do you have to be to assume a complete stranger will house you and your 2 kids for over a week? Without asking, without even hinting. Just showing up with bags and sleeping bags and the unshakable confidence that this person you've never met in your life is going to be totally fine with it. Sarah, to her credit, apparently had no idea this was the plan either. So, at least that friendship might survive this. But Ashley? Ashley walked into a stranger's home, ate his birria tacos and his homemade flan, had her kids play on his consoles, and then acted like he was the villain for not letting her stay 9 nights for free. The audacity. The sheer, breathtaking audacity. What would you have done in this situation? Would you have handled it the same way, or would you have reacted very differently the moment those sleeping bags came out? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you want more stories like this one, because Reddit never, ever runs out of them, smash that subscribe button for daily Reddit stories. I'll see you in the next one.